Peace and love, everyone. I'd like to share a story with you, and hopefully, the message in it can benefit whoever it's for. As you know, my way doesn't have to be your way. I'm just another window to see through. But what inspired me to uh, think about this was at work today. Something happens all the time. I'm just walking near somebody or walking up on somebody to hand them something, whatever, and I end up scaring them without trying to. And they always say, you're light on your feet, you're like a ninja. And it made me think about my childhood, because before I got heavily into basketball, football, and boxing, I wanted to be a ninja. I was heavy into karate and kung fu movies, and I was a big Bruce Lee fan. So one summer when I was about 7 years old, I was with my Aunt Colin and my Uncle Mark, God rest his soul. He said that he was going to take me to go meet Bruce Lee. I didn't believe him, but he got on the phone, made the call. We got in the car and we went to this house. The man who opened the door was this elderly Asian man. He looked like an old kung fu master. And I just remember him being so peaceful and graceful. His spirit was warm and just cool, calm, and collective. So he took us back to this in this house. It was a long hall to where the room where Bruce Lee was supposed to be. And so I remember as we were walking through this hall, there was a room, a side room with a curtain. And when we got to the room, I was kind of shy to go in. I was nervous. So they told me to come in. And my Uncle Mark had already let them know I was a big fan. So and there was two other guys in there that was talking with the Bruce Lee. And so they all went along with it as if he was the real Bruce Lee. And so when I came in, when I tell you this man looked exactly like Bruce Lee, it looked like his twin. and he came to me and he shook my hand, and I said, "Will you teach me karate? I want to learn how to fight like you." And he said, "Oh, you want to learn karate? Let me go get my dad and he's gonna start you off." And so he went down that hallway and got the elderly Asian man, and as the guy was walking back towards, he was so graceful, the older guy. It's like he wasn't even walking. It's like he just glid to me. And he said, "You ready for your first session?" I said, "Yes." So that side room that had the curtain, he took me in there, and I remember the room being dark, and it was almost like a small dojo. And but there was enough lighting in there to make it kind of dim light in there. And and he said, "All right, copy off of me." And he sat down in meditation, Indian style, like a meditation form. And I sat right next to him, and right when I was still, he got up and walked out the room. I sat there in that room for about 10 minutes, and kind of in this dark room for 10 minutes doing nothing but just sitting there in that, being still. And I started getting frustrated because I thought he forgot about me. So about 10 minutes later, he came in and he walked up, and I said, "I thought you were going to teach me karate." He said, "I am." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "The first thing you need to learn is how to think. And when you know how to think, it's going to help you with your discipline and your self-control." And he turned around and walked off. And I never seen that man again in my life. And we ended up leaving. And he planted significant seeds in me that I had no idea what he was doing until I became older. In that short amount of time, he had me be still. And alone. And I learned, how solitude is key. In order to fully know yourself and know who you are, it's going to take some you time and solitude and being able to be alone. That was one. Another thing is I was still. And I learned whenever you learn how to sit down somewhere and be still. It's going to help you think more, have more clearer thoughts. And that was the whole thing of it, to be able to think. I believe it was Mark Twain who said, a man who is himself in a world that is constantly trying to change you is the greatest accomplishment. So thinking for myself. And as I got older, I realized, those words stuck with me, and I never got in any trouble. Never got in trouble with the law or in high school or anything. And I have to credit some of that because I really thought before I reacted. And that was a part of the discipline he was teaching me. You have to be able to think. And we have to be able to think and to be able to be still and be disciplined. It will all help you with your self-control. And when you have self-control, it can save you from so many setbacks and drama. Things that can slow us down. And I began to think of so many people that might have, if they thought before they act, where they have went to jail or prison or having, babies with people they're not even into or like, if they had self-control. And when I talk to these young people, that's something I tell them. You got to be able to think for yourself. And when you're able to think for yourself, you have less distractions. And it will help you with your discipline and help you to have more self-control. And I learned so much in that short amount of time. And that's the story. And hopefully it can benefit somebody. You can take it, use it however, and share it with some of these young people out here. Self-control is key out here. Being able to be still and be able to think. Peace and love.